If you can't enjoy being a Wall fan now, you never will. Millwall Pre-Season Report Wednesday, the 1st of August 2018, 12:30 by HarryFromBathIn, the 21st of a series of pre-season reports. HarryFromBath assesses the mood around the championship clubs by delving into their forums, looking here at how things have progressed for the Lions this summer. All of the teams in the division will be covered between now and the start of the season. Are we going to win the league like Wolves did last year? I don't think so. Are we going to struggle to avoid the drop? I don't think so. Are we going to make steady improvements in quality by adding the right players at the right price, without going bust at the same time? Yes, I think we will. I can't wait for the season to start. Looking for our first win at the Den. Lions are heading into the new season full of enthusiasm and keen to build on last season's highly successful campaign. I'm a glass half full and think more of the same. Maybe not as high as 8th, but there are thereabouts. The club is in a very healthy situation, and our previous cycle of 2 or 3 good years followed by relegation in the next couple is a thing of the past. Just because we might not have as good a season as last year doesn't mean we should start looking for the negatives. We played out of our skins last year. This year we will not be able to do it again. A minority of fans believe that they rode their luck with injuries and may struggle this time around, but the majority of Lions are optimistic. For ***************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************************2 season, we will get sussed out. Malarkey. Plenty of sides knew what we were about and couldn't stop us last season. Fulham by the skin of their teeth in the first half only just survived, and Pulis had us sussed up at Borough, but other than that nobody really undid us. Neil Harris. I think Harris has built a solid foundation to build on. The options are already there. This team was not built on buying in flash, standout signings, and it never will until we make the poisoned land. The squad is quality, as proved last year. Harris has kept that unit together, which was my concern. The 41-year-old was appointed manager in April 2015 and has won the trust of fans by building a hard-working, unselfish team. As striker Steve Morrison put it, we run further than the other teams. We want it more than other teams, and as a team we defend manfully all over the pitch. Harris is the most thorough manager we have ever had. He leaves nothing to chance. The players are better prepared before every game than I can remember. If we get a good start to the season, anything could happen. We have been very strong in second half of every season under him. An underwhelming window, of course. The transfer business is a little underwhelming. I don't think it has been easy finding the right players, but it can't be compared to last season when we signed up our loan signings and nicked players from playoff failures. I don't want Harris to sign players for the sake of it or who don't fit. Much of Millwall's transfer work this summer has been taken up with extending the contracts of first-team players, but there have been 2 additions. Defender Murray Wallace, 25, has been purchased from Scunthorpe, and 28-year-old keeper Ben Amos has arrived on a season-long loan from Bolton. Ben Amos is a big lump, isn't he? He didn't have a lot to do, but when he was called into action, he looked extremely assured. Just watching him positioning-wise against Bochum, I got the impression he is a really top-drawer keeper. I am impressed that we managed to sign a player with his track record. The club have released a number of fringe players, including defenders Harry Toffolo to Lincoln, Noah Chessman to Colchester, midfielder Chris Twardick to Sligo Rovers, and strikers Harry Smith to Macclesfield, and Christian Brimora to Swedish side Hassel Holmes if. Keeper Tom King has moved to AFC Wimbledon on loan, while 2 veterans have also departed. Club legend Tim Cahill had returned in January on a short-term contract and is currently unattached, while Saturday's friendly against VfL Bochum was a testimonial for departing club stalwart Jimmy Abdu. Without Marshall we have a weak link. The keenest loss of all has been winger Ben Marshall, the 27-year-old who joined Millwall on loan from Wolves in January before switching to Norwich this summer. We were pretty ordinary up until Marshall came in. The priority now is getting that back. We have added a reserve defender and a reserve keeper. We have not solved our winger issues and we have not solved our forward issues. We were lucky with injuries last season, which you need with a small squad. If we aren't as lucky this year, we could be in serious danger of a bottom 3 finish. We will have a decent season again, and it's a pity we don't have a young Teddy Sheringham lurking in the youth team. With that type of player we would definitely make the playoffs. I fully support the board not overpaying, but want us to push on this season. Who knows? A loan signing may yet join. Pre-season results: Millwall beat Dartford 5-0 before heading away to Portugal, where they beat local side Farense 2-0 and lost 3-0 to Braga. Back in England they beat Cambridge United 2-0 prior to losing to Colchester 2-1 with experimental 11. Saturday's Jimmy Abdu testimonial finished in a 1-0 win over VfL Bochum. Romeo Hutchinson, Cooper Meredith, Wallace Williams, Abdul O'Brien, Onyedin Morrison. Jimmy was the skipper for the first 5 minutes, in which he touched the ball twice. The starting 11, above, against Bochum was full strength with 2 exceptions. Abdu was withdrawn very early on for George Seville, while Fred Onyedin replaced striker Lee Gregory, whose wife went into labor. A competent but not very exciting game which we edged fairly comfortably, so, a win and a clean sheet but not a very exciting game. If I was one of the few hundred Bochum supporters at the game, one wouldn't have been happy. They made lots of noise, but maybe they came for a day out and a beer. In the first half we let them have the play with little pressing and we sat deep. In the second half we pushed on, hassled them, and they didn't like it. Corporal Jones's famous saying comes to mind, and there were several very poor challenges from them. We looked fit and ready for the season ahead. Nottingham Forest's Armand Traoré v Jed Wallace. We looked solid at the back but lack a creative spark going forward, bar Jed Wallace. I don't know who at this late stage we can bring in, but we are very light up front. This showed that we can grind out results against good possession sides. I hope we get attackers to make a difference on the counter. Fearing no foe, I am fairly optimistic of the coming season. There are no easy games, but we should be able to overcome most sides at the Den. Bring it on. I know that none of us will be counting our chickens, and who knows what a new season will bring, but we should be mid-table at least. We were underestimated by the whole league last season, and I think we will largely be this season too. I am quietly optimistic about this season. We will ruffle more feathers, and we are more than a match for most sides at the Den. One of the great joys last season was to walk out of the Den having beaten a well-fancied side and watch them trudge off with their tails between their legs, with Neil Harris shaking the hand of a defeated and demoralized manager with a broad smile on his face. Long may it continue. Harris has got a team with a spirit that many others haven't got. I went to enough games home and away last season to witness a fight and togetherness that hasn't been there for a while. Then they got us with them, and we have connected with the team. I was reading how James Meredith was saying he had never experienced anything like it. After our Leeds game at home, the hairs on the back of his neck standing up when "meal" was echoing around the ground. Why not? Why not believe that we can't take it to the opposition? We fear no foe. Websites: the busiest Millwall forum, which is openly accessible, is the busy and knowledgeable Millwall Online. This link comes with a cautionary note regarding the industrial language which may be encountered. At HarryFromBath Photo Action Images, please report offensive, libelous or inappropriate posts by using the links provided. You need to log in order to post your comments.